AFTV down here at the Emirates with the King himself, and here to preview the game. Watford visiting the Emirates to take on Arsenal. It is the last game of a pretty traumatic season here at Arsenal when it comes to the Premier League. We have been truly dreadful this season. This is going to be our worst finish ever in the Premier League. I think the highest we can finish is 8th. We can't get no lower than we are, which at the moment, which is in 10th position. And remember, people used to be bantering us about finishing 4th, right? And we were moaning a few seasons ago saying, 4th place, fed up with that. You know what I mean? What would we give for that right now? It has been a poor season. Started off with Unai Emery, terrible. He ended up getting sacked. Freddie Ljungberg took over, didn't improve much. And then Mikel Arteta's come in, and for me, he's done a great job. He really has. I mean, remember what he had to work with. Remember what the mess that he took over. Remember the fact that coronavirus came and disturbed, you know, a great run that we was on. You know what I mean? We started off, you know, this year really well. We hadn't lost a game up until the whole coronavirus thing. So he's had a lot to navigate, and he had coronavirus himself as well, remember. So it's been a terrible season in the league, and I'm sure that Arteta's going to be sitting down with a hierarchy in the summer and saying, listen, give me what I need to make sure that this does not happen again. So I'm looking forward already to next season with optimism. But we've still got one game to get out of the way, and that is against Watford. Now, Watford come in here, they've got lots to play for. We ain't really got nothing to play for, but Watford have got a lot to play for. Troy Deeney, their captain, who I know personally is a nice guy, despite what he said all those years ago about Arsenal, but will that come back to bite him? Remember that time when Troy Deeney said that this Arsenal team lacks cojones. It caused a big controversy. No doubt there would have been Arsenal players. I mean, most of them are no longer playing for Arsenal, but some of them still are here, and they will remember that. Now, is that going to be a motivation for Arsenal to say, we lack cojones? All right, we're going to send you down to the Championship. Could come back and bite him, but one thing for sure is that Watford, obviously, they have to win the game. They're going to be motivated. They're going to come with a game plan. It's going to be interesting to see what that game plan is, because Watford have just, I can't remember them ever beating us here. I remember there's that couple of seasons ago when he got that draw, but they've got a poor record here at the Emirates. But they have to win the game. The way the results worked out the other night, the amount of goals they shipped against Manchester City, the fact that Aston Villa beat us 1-0, Villa are now in pole position to survive. And yeah, they have to win the game if they are to, and even then they could still go down. So lots and lots of pressure for Watford. Now, what sort of Arsenal team are they going to come up against? Now, if you watch the Bias Premier League show with me and Troops, I was arguing, and this is just my opinion, and I don't know what your opinion is, and I would love to hear it in the comments, but my opinion is I would rest as many players, as many first-team players as possible. We've got the FA Cup final coming up next week, and for me, I know people are going to say it's about momentum. If we win that game going into the... I don't know, does it really matter? For me, it's all about none of our main players getting injured. It's not so much a rest thing, because we know that that next game is next week Saturday. So, you know, there's a good 5-6 days rest. But what worries me is if a vital player gets injured. What if Aubameyang gets injured? What if Martinez in goal gets injured? How important he's been. David Luiz, what if he gets injured? There's certain players that, for me, they cannot be risked in that game against Watford. And I know there might be Villa fans saying the integrity of the league. The players that are going to come in for them are still top players, right? So for me, rest as many of those first-team players as possible. That is my opinion. This would be my team. In goal, I'd go Macy. Hasn't even figured since the lockdown. Give him a game. You know, why risk Martinez? He's been brilliant. There's no Leno, as we know. Put Macy in from the start, leave Martinez on the bench. That's my opinion. The three at the back, if we go three at the back, but the three at the back, I'd go Socrates. Maybe they're resting Socrates, or maybe they haven't been playing Socrates because they want to sell him and they don't want him to get injured. But for this game, I'll put Socrates in. I suppose you're going to have to go Rob Holding for the fact that, you know, there's not really a choice, you know what I mean? With Mustafi being out, and then I'd have Kolasinac in. That would be my back three. I know it's not the strongest, but that would be my back three. Wing back, Cedric on one wing, and on the other wing, do I go Saka or Maitland-Niles? One of them two. One of Saka or Maitland-Niles on that left-hand side. That's what I'd go for there. Then in the middle, Torreira. Xhaka has to be rested. Again, another vital player. Wouldn't have said that earlier on in the season, would we? But he is. Ceballos needs a rest as well. Put Willock in there, right? The three up top, no Aubameyang for me. He can't get the golden boot no more. I think, you know, we'd have to score like 4 or 5 goals and hope other people don't score. And listen, golden boot, he won it last year. That's not the most important thing. The most important thing is the FA Cup next week. Rest Aubameyang. Rest Lacazette. He's been putting lots of shifts in recently. Rest him. Rest Pepe. None of those I play. I play Nketiah. I play Reece Nelson. And on the other side, possibly I'll play Saka there, put Maitland-Niles in as left wing back. That would be my team. Truly, that would be my team. I will rest as many potential first team players as possible. There's just, as I said, for me, no reason to risk it. And even with resting all those players, I'm still confident that that team is good enough to beat Watford. We've got a great record against them here, right? Why can't that team beat Watford? And the other thing I'd be saying to all of those players is, you go out there, you're auditioning for a potential place in the FA Cup final. You go out there and you put yourself in a brilliant performance. So Socrates, you go out there and you put in an awesome defensive performance, you could be in the final, yeah? I'll know that I can bring you on. Because remember, there's gonna be 5 subs available in the final as well, right? Eddie Nketiah, go and bang me a hat-trick or bang me a brace. You could be in at the start. You know, Reece Nelson, go out there and show me what you can do. You never know, I might throw you in instead of Pepe. Torreira, you want to start in the final? Show me why. You didn't show me that the other day against Villa. You showed me why I should leave you out of the final, but you know, you ain't played a lot of games. Show me in that game why you should be playing in the final. That should be the motivation for all of those players that come in. But I do not want to risk some of those top players in such an important game, which is the FA Cup final next week. If we can win that FA Cup final after the season we've had, it'd be absolutely brilliant. It could be a turning point for the manager as well, Mikel Arteta. So the team selection on Sunday is going to be really, really interesting to see. Because as I said, there's nothing to play for. There's not even going to be any fans in here. And I'm not picking a team wanting to lose. I'm picking a team still that team is good enough to beat Watford. And remember, Watford are going to be under a lot of pressure. That's why as well, in that game, I'd go for Watford. Watford go a goal down or 2, they could fall apart. So looking forward to the game. It's the last game. Of course, we'll be doing our watch-alongs as usual. Make sure you check it out on AFTV. But for me, it's all about gearing up for the big one, which for me is the week after the FA Cup final at Wembley. That's the big one. But this is an audition. Robbie here from AFTV. We've just got to say a big thank you to everybody who follows us across our various channels. Over 1 million followers on YouTube. Don't forget, you can now also catch us on Reddit. We're on Reddit, so get involved with us on Reddit and also on TikTok. Keep it AFTV, baby, right here.